Good afternoon. It's great to be over here on this day. We've already did a little groundbreaking on one road today. We're going to do another one here this afternoon. It just goes to show you, when the governor tells you to get things moving, we get things moving, right? So we're very pleased to be here. This is an extraordinary project. It's another one that has been worked on and worked on and worked on for years and years. I see Chief Hall, back when you were a senator, I remember us doing the public meetings over in Mason County. Long nights those was, but boy, that seems like a long time ago, because it was. We're going to be really excited today to tell you how we're going to get this done. I had a first for me today as the new Commissioner of Highways. I got to introduce our great governor of the state of West Virginia. And this afternoon, I'm going to get to do it again. So without anything else to say about that, I will introduce Governor Justice, the great governor of West Virginia. Thank you.
Okay, it's a great day. Great day. And I really appreciate all you guys. I mean, that's all there's to it. The ladies and men of our Department of Highways, I've got to tell you just this. They're working overtime and then some to do all kinds of work all around their state. They've been doing it for a long time, but we've got a little extra fire and a little extra get up in our step right now, and we're doing lots and lots of good work. I would challenge everybody that's in this state, that as they see these people out on the sides of the roads working on pulling ditches or working on guardrails or working on fixing potholes or whatever it may be, if you can, at least toot your horn or wave at them. And if you get stopped and everything and have the opportunity to yell out the window and thank them, do it, because they're doing great work. And you know, we went through a thing, you know, in a press conference the other day and talked about all the stuff they were doing and all the 2,000 miles of ditches that they've accomplished and pulled in the last, 30 days, and on and on and on. I think it was 16,000 tons of asphalt, is that correct? And it just was unbelievable, the effort that they're putting in and making work. Now, we don't have our secretary with us today. That's, our Secretary of Transportation, Byrd White. His wife is ill, and I'd surely ask you for your thoughts and prayers for her. We've got, senators, we've got our chief, we've got lots of friends, and I'm sure, county commissioners and whatever here. But let me just go off the reservation just a little bit and just tell you this. It seems like it was yesterday that I was at Marshall University, and the dean of the School of Business was Dr. Robert Alexander, and he lives right in these woods and next to the woods that we're in right here. And his son, I guess Bob Jr., and I got to be pretty good friends, and I can tell you without any question whatsoever, I've said it many times, the very best teacher that I ever had. And I can tell you that I was brown hair and really skinny. And I spent many a trip on Route 35 in this area, grouse hunting or duck hunting or dove hunting, and even quail hunting some. But over and over and over I was here. It is remarkable that the brown-haired skinny guy is now not a skinny guy by any stretch of the imagination, and he's got white hair, and we still got a 2-lane road. There's just no excuse for that in my book. That's all there is to it. So today, we're beginning a new look. And now today, we're awarding a contract and everything that's going to take us 4 lanes to the Ohio line. How could you say anything other than just this, and that is, brown hair and skinny, and now, look, you know, I've grown another body, and I have white hair, and we still got a 2-lane road. Now, it's ridiculous. So let's just continue to do stuff about it. This is a $52 million, is that right? $51 million project. It's one of our projects in the Roads to Prosperity program. I could not be any more proud of just that and everything. It connects Columbus right to Scott Depot in 64. It is exactly what we need in this state. So, you know, I've mentioned our secretary. I've not mentioned this fellow. The last place I mentioned, and it's just me. You know, Jimmy Wriston's tailor-made for me. He's a get-it-done guy. He's no nonsense. He's absolutely on it, and he's stuck on. You know, I love people that are stuck on. I mean, I don't need people around me that are sticks in the mud. I always say, you know, what we ought to do is get the sticks and beat them with it. But nevertheless, you know, I think, you know, that this man is, you know, enthusiasm is contagious. And if we just tell the truth and we just love one another and we absolutely put our brains and our efforts to really work. And the other thing we got to always remember is we know how good it is here. We know how great West Virginia is in every way. We absolutely know it. But the outside world doesn't get that. And the only way in the world we're going to connect the outside world is the first thing's got to be roads. It has to be roads. And so when you were kind enough to back what my initiative was in the Roads to Prosperity program, and we told everybody coming or going, we said, it won't raise your taxes. It has not raised your taxes at all. We're not going to have to raise our taxes in order to be able to float a $3 billion bond program. At the end of the day, that's what it'll be. It will end up at a $3 billion level of things that we'll be able to do within our state. We did it. We did it. We pulled it off when the biggest of all time before was $500 million. We pulled it off. And we pulled it off with all the naysayers saying, well, they're going to have to raise your taxes. Well, we didn't. And so lo and behold, not only did we pull it off, but look what's getting ready to happen right out here now. We're going to connect, and we're going to connect Route 35 all the way to the Ohio line, and we're going to have it done in October 2020. Is that right? October 2020. You know, a little over a year, we'll have something done that the brown-haired skinny guy absolutely probably is not going to be able to imagine at that time, because he would have never believed in a billion years that when he had brown hair and was skinny that we wouldn't have had this done before his brown hair changed or he gained another body. And so with all that being said, I can't thank Jimmy enough. I can't thank all of y'all enough in every way, and there's no point in me going through senators and chiefs and all the different county commissioners and everybody, and all the great people that work with the highway department and friends, and the people that are really meaningful. But at the end of the day, this is the very thing that brings goodness to West Virginia. And this is what we got to do. So I thank the media. I thank everybody. It's a great day in West Virginia. God bless each and every one of you. Now we'll try to answer your questions as best we can. Well, the question was, what will this do economically, I think, for the region in this area? Well, let's just try as best we can to quantify that. At the end of the day, you have to have the ability to transport, to be able to manufacture. You know, and then when you have the ability to transport and you have manufacturing sprout up around you, then all of a sudden, what is the multiplier effect of one job? Well, it becomes in most instances, you know, Dr. Alexander would have taught me the multiplier effect of $1 is usually 10 times. And then when that dollar's spent, it multiplies again. And so the economic impact of this is infinite. I mean, it is absolutely infinite. Without any question, if you had the ability to locate in Ohio, or you could locate in West Virginia, and you knew your goods had to transport on a road, or your people had to come to work on a road that you felt unsafe, or your goods had to be transported on a road that you couldn't get them where they wanted to be, you wouldn't come here. You just plain wouldn't come. Now they'll come. You know, there's so many enticements of West Virginia, but the absolute thing we've got to start with is just one thing, and that is all there is to it. Our highways, our arteries need to be perfected to where people can come and go and move around like they do in all kinds of other states. This is you.
Absolutely. We have the grade and drain project. They're out there doing some final grading. They're in the final stretches of that. This project will be paving that what we refer to as the gap section. And you know that a road has been around too long working on it when it actually gets a name. So we named this the gap section of Route 35. So next October, once we finish that paving and we finish the next project that will actually build the interchange out here, which we'll be advertising that project here in the next few months. And we'll time these. We've got these two projects queued up and timed to where they actually are going to get finished at the same time. So we will cut a ribbon out here and we'll have 37 miles of brand new 4-lane modern highway to drive safely on from here to Columbus, and those in Columbus can drive from there to here. I know there's some West Virginia paving folks in the room. I said that completion date was October the 20th, or October 2020, and that is what that completion date is. And it's really important for you to hit that, because whoever wins the next project, certainly you wouldn't want that contractor to have a leg up on you.
I told you he was a no-nonsense guy, didn't I? Let me just say this, and then I think we're done, unless somebody else got another question. But I guess it was, all the days are running together. It was yesterday, good Lord. But we were at the Coalfield Expressway. And you know, just imagine this. That project has been in the works for 29 years. 29 years. And really, there's a stretch of it. Now, let me even go back. Probably a week ago, we were in McDowell County giving away some grants at Welch. And as we were coming into Welch, right there's a little industrial park, and there's a prison there. And so I said, I want to pull right in here, and I took off up the little road right into the prison. And when I did, the work where the prison is located, all of that work we did, my company did, years and years and years ago. Now, I hadn't been there hardly since then. I hadn't really been there since the prison had been completed. But we did the work, and we mined coal, and we moved dirt, and we leveled it all out and everything to where there could be housing or manufacturing, a prison, a lot of economic development for McDowell County. I'm very proud of this. You know, the bids came in, we bid something like $2.4 million, and the next closest bidder was like $22 million. And so you could say we left a ton of money on the table, but we didn't bid it to leave money on the table. We bid it because it was the right thing for the county in which our operations had been in for a long, long time. And they didn't have the money. They'd have never been able to have done it if we hadn't have come in and done what we did. But nevertheless, I went in there and everything to look because there was a section of the Coalfield Expressway that was built at the time we were in there doing the mining. Now, we didn't have anything to do with the building of the road, but on one end, it didn't connect to anything. On the other end, it didn't connect to anything, and I wondered, well, why in the world did they do that? And it probably spent millions, I don't know, probably $10 or $12 million in doing it. Well, when I went in there 20 years later, which was the other day, that section of road is grown up in grouse habitat now. They never did anything with it. It just sat there, you know, for 20 blooming years. It's just sat there. Well, the other day, yesterday, when I'm looking at that Coalfield Expressway, 29 years, another section that we finished, I don't know how many years ago, that comes from Beckley. It's 3 or 4 miles that goes down to where we were talking about now yesterday, doing 10 more miles of paving that connects to the town of Mullins to Beckley. Now remember just what I said, there's 3 or 4 miles on one end that was finished, and then there's that little bridge to nowhere that's out there. But the section that was finished 3 or 4 years ago, 3 or 4 miles right outside of Beckley, is worn out. Absolutely worn out. Now you just think about it. You know, this is what we've done in West Virginia. And we've done it because we didn't have the vision, we didn't have the money, we didn't have the creativity. We absolutely are growing old and dying before anything really happens. That road, that 3 or 4 miles of road that was worn out, we have a paving contract that's going to be done now on that road to restore that road before any of the rest of it ever got completed. You know, it's just amazing. It just drives me crazy. You know, I don't live in that world. I do not live in that world. We're better than that. We're just flat better than that. You've got the greatest people in the world here that work really, really hard, and all they wanted is a chance to be able to go to work, and you just needed, and I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm throwing stones at the other side, and I'm not, but you needed leadership that had the vision and the creativity to go do something about it. This is a crying shame. It's a good day. It's a good day. But this is a crying shame that this has been that long. We're going to try to change that around here. And with great people like this man, and great people like all these people, and all of us together pulling the rope, we'll get there. We'll get there. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I was late. It's all the people's fault that puts me in these meetings one right after another, and I couldn't get out. So nevertheless, you've got a great favorite son in Mike Hall. And you know, I know Mike is right from this neck of the woods, and he's a really good guy. Anyway, thank you. You guys did a great job. Thank y'all all for everything you do. Thank y'all.